Hi friends, I am coming back on as promised to go ahead and go over our sinking funds. But first and foremost, I just wanted to say thank you to all of you that have subscribed to my channel and have commented and liked my videos. It's greatly appreciated, and it really does motivate me. So just wanted to kind of let you know that it helps me out. This specific task was a little difficult for me. It's very easy to think of things that you want to save up for and then overstretch the amount that you can technically save for those things during the year or during the month, and put sinking funds ahead of paying debt. And our real goal is to pay debt. So that being said, I think that I've worked it down to a point where it will be manageable for us. Obviously, certain things are going to be a little more urgent or important for us to keep stocking or keep adding funds to, but other things, and those are the things that are going to be kind of later in on my list, are things that we don't really mind needing to skip or needing to cash flow in a month if for some reason we can't meet our goals. So let's go ahead and get started. First and foremost, number one is our emergency fund. Now, our goal right now for the emergency fund is $1,000. Once we're at a better place, we're definitely going to try to bulk that up. And so I do have $300 in our savings account that goes towards the emergency fund. I have $500 cash, which I've saved from Christmas and birthdays and things like that. And then a $200 refund check that's going to be coming from our old car insurance company. So as of now, we've got $800 secured. We're just waiting on those $200 to come through. Our second one is household. Now, with household, I went through our purchases for the last year, and I like to buy things in bulk. It just makes more sense. I like to have a stockpile, and I like to buy things when they're on sale. So that being said, I did notice that the most amount of money that I have spent in one go is about $130. Now, it's not every month. It's pretty much quarterly. So with the raising prices, I wanted it set to about $150. And then once we reach that $150 mark, to just keep it stocked at $150 for when the need arises. Now, to get this filled, I want to go ahead and start with $50 a month. Now, divided by the average, which is 4 weeks in the month, that comes back to about $12.50. But just to make things a little easier on me, I'm going to go ahead and keep it at $13 a week. Our next fund is medical. Now, we do have really good insurance from my job. So all we really are responsible for are copays for doctor's visits and medications. The only stipulation on that is that I don't have fertility benefits covered, and my husband and I are currently going through fertility treatment. So that being said, I think it would be beneficial to save about $100 a month for this category. I don't know if I'll ever get to a point where I feel comfortable with how much money is in there, just because of how much we've been paying lately. So I think that this is just going to be a fund that we just continue funding and taking money out of. And the goal is to put $25 a week into medical. Our fourth category is vet. Now, we have two little Pouchons, Poodle Bichon mixes, and unfortunately, because they're so tiny, they do have a lot of dental issues. And in order to prevent more emergent issues, we do have them getting dentals once a year. Now, we have worked with the vet to go ahead and stagger them so they're about 6 months apart. And to be honest, that's the only thing on their pet insurance that isn't covered unless there's a reason for them to get the dental. So if it's just for a routine cleaning and checkup, then it's not covered. But if they do find that they need to remove any teeth or anything like that, it is covered. Go figure. Anyways, so our little Leo just had his dental in February. So Linus isn't going to be due for his for another 5 months. We are wanting to save about $50 a month on here, and that's about $13 a week. Now, that being said, the way their insurance works is that we have to pay things up front and then we get reimbursed. So having a good amount of funds in there is going to be helpful for that, just in case they get sick and I have to take them to the vet. The next one is going to be car maintenance. Now, both my car and my husband's car are paid off, but a consequence of having it paid off and them being older vehicles is that anything can go wrong at any given time. We got both of them serviced recently, so I think we're in the clear right now, except for needing tires before next winter. That's what they told me. Before next winter, I'm going to need some new tires. So that being said, this is going to be one of those funds that I put $50. I try to put $50 a month and then $13 a week. Number 6. I was just making sure it was number 6. We both have big families, and from this fund, we want to be able to purchase gifts for birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Days, and things like that. So we're going to go ahead and keep this to $50 a month and $13 a week as well. Our car registration is next. Car registration, we just paid mine, and it was $60 plus a $25 emissions test. And my husband's vehicle is older than mine, so we're expecting it to come in next month for a little less than that. And his is not due for an emissions test. So Our plan is to try to save $120 a year for this, which will be $10 a month and $3 a week. Now, obviously, we're not going to have enough money to fund his registration, which is coming next month, but we feel comfortable enough to cash flow that this first time and just go ahead and save this money to set us up for the next year. Then we've got renter's insurance. Now for this, I'm going off of last year's rates, which were $113 for the year. So I set a goal of $120 a year in this. Now it is subject to change because part of the reason why our car insurance went down is because we bundled it with our renter's insurance. So there will be discounts to the renter's insurance, but this doesn't reset until July. So we're gonna have to wait and see what the new total is gonna be. This is another one of those that when it comes in July, we're just gonna have to try to cash flow, and then we're setting us up for the following year. So this one is also $10 a month or $3 a week. And I rounded up when dividing all these values by 4. It would have been $2.50 a week or $2.50 a week, and $3 is just more manageable. So now I'm getting into the vacation fund. Now, we don't take any lavish vacations by any sort of extension of the word, but we do live in a state where we can go camping at a reasonable cost. So what we're planning on doing this year is when we want to get away, to just kind of pack up our stuff and go camping. We do have all of our camping essentials, so it's really just buying food and water and things like that for the trip. So we're gonna go ahead and save $20 a month for this, or $5 a week. And that should give us enough cushion to be able to get away sometimes from the city. The next two are funds that are actually going to be what our 52-week challenges are going to go towards. The first one is going to be Christmas. And I think it's $1,300 that you save with the 52-week challenge. And that should be enough to pay for Christmas and leave us with a buffer. And that buffer will just kind of apply to, we don't know yet if we're going to apply it directly to debt or if we're going to just pay off the more expensive weeks first for the following year. Just because we are noticing that by the end of the year, we're going to be paying about $250 a month. So we're just going to kind of play that by ear right now. And this is being funded by the 52-week challenge. Last but not least, it's going to be moving. We do rent our apartment, and prices are at a high right now in our state. So it is a pretty big possibility that we are going to need to move. Not right away, probably within the next 18 months. But that wasn't expensive expense for us when we did move into this apartment, and since then we've acquired more furniture. So that being said, I think that having that $1,300 cushion and keep adding to it is going to be a good amount of money to keep stocked away for if and when we move. So that's going to be the second 52-week challenge. And then I will put number 2 and number 1. Now, that being said, I went ahead and added what we're going to be paying monthly, and it came up to $340, so $340 a month, which is still more than I would like. And weekly, if I add all these weekly amounts to this, it's looking at $85 a month. I actually can't read my writing, which doesn't help, but yeah, I'm pretty confident it's actually $88. So $88 a week. Now, as we're starting, this is just kind of our first draft of this. I know that things are going to be changing as we start budgeting and start looking at what our spending habits look like, and what a stretch saving this amount of money is going to be. So just continue to follow me, because I will definitely have to work through those issues. I'm hoping that this is sustainable, but I never know. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to comment below. And if you have the time to go ahead and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. I hope all of you had a great week and that you're having a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you soon. Okay? Bye.